to talk about the Kauyon supplement, and we're gonna go through the Sons of the Great Khan. So the White Scars got their own detachment, and they basically you have to take at least one core unit and then at least one other unit. Now they have a few command squads, different ones, which is interesting. Yeah, they are command. So they can take 0 to 3 of them. So the detachment, there are special rules. They have lightning assault. Units from this attachment can reroll failed initiative tasks when attempting to leave combat with hit and run. Like they needed more help. Ride the Wind. Vehicles from this attachment that move flat out and bikes from this attachment that turbo boost can move an additional D6 or 2d6 if they are fast vehicle or flyer. So they get to go faster. They move flat out. Maximum impact. If a unit from this detachment successfully charges an enemy unit that is at least 8 inches away, it gains the Hammer of Wrath rule for the duration of the assault phase. If it already has this Hammer of Wrath rule, it can reroll failed wounds rolls, resolving Hammer of Wrath, so basically get shred, which the bikes and stuff already had. So it's helping them out. If they have to get at least 8 inches on the charge, though. You can take 1 to 2 core units, 1 plus auxiliary units, and 0 to 3 command units. Now the command units are the Strike Force Command, which is Codex Space Marines, the Reclusium Squad, which is Codex Space Marines, and the Liberius Conclave, which is in Codex Space Marines. The Battle Demi Company is also one of the core units that you can take you can take 1 to 2 core units, so you can just take the regular Space Marine Demi Company, and they get the special rules for the Demi Company, but they wouldn't get the normal Space Marine their Dicurion, because this one's different. They don't get both. The Stormlance Battle Company is another core one, and that one is 1 captain or chaplain. Crusoe Khan may be taken in place of the captain or chaplain. 0 to 1 command squad, 3 tactical squads, 1 unit chosen from the following: assault squad, bike squad, attack bike squadron, or land speeder. So you only have to take 1 of those, and then 1 devastator squad. And then the hunting force is 1 captain, 0 to 1 chaplain, 0 to 1 command squad, 2 to 5 bike squads, 1 to 3 attack bike squads, and 1 to 3 scout bike squads. Crusoe Khan may be taken in place of the captain. So, and then Stormbringer Squadron is 1 to 3 units of land speeders and 1 to 3 units of scout squads. Spear Tip Strike is 1 to 3 units of land speeders, 2 units chosen from the following: bike squad, attack bike squad, or scout bike squad. Armored Task Force C, Codex Space Marines. 1st Company Task Force, Space Marines. 10th Company Task Force, Suppression Force, Anti-Air Defense Force, Land Raider Spearhead, Stormwing, and Strike Force Ultra are all in the Space Marines Codex, and you can take from there. So it's pretty good. It kind of gives a little flavor of the White Scars and what they're about. The main Stormlance Battle Demi Company, they have clearance sweep, so units from this formation can reroll failed to hit rolls in the shooting phase when targeting an enemy unit that is controlling an objective marker. That's pretty damn good. So they basically have twin link defending, controlling an objective marker. Mobile fire base. Units from this formation equipped with the Space Marine bikes or jump packs can move 2d6 immediately after they shoot in the shooting phase. Other units in this formation can move d6 immediately after they shoot in the shooting phase and may embark on their dedicated transport if all their models end within 2 inches of the access points, even if disembarked the same turn. Units that move after the shooting cannot charge in the subsequent assault phase. So what you can do is, if you have your assault squads, you can have them get out of their rhinos in the movement phase. They can shoot, and then they can run d6 inches and get back into their boats and kind of like keep them alive. That's pretty good. And Yeah, and they can reroll fail to hit rolls in the shooting phase when they're targeting a unit on an objective marker. I mean, that's pretty good. It's really good. The hunting force, they have Hunter's Prey. After deployment is complete, pick an HQ in the enemy army that to be this formation's primary target. Then 2 other units to be the formation's secondary targets, secondary and tertiary targets. The primary target is the formation's prey at the start of the game. Once that unit is completely destroyed, the secondary target becomes the formation's prey, and so on. When attacking their prey, units from this formation reroll fail to hit and to wound rolls. In addition, if a unit from this formation charges their prey, they have Furious Charge special rule until the end of the phase. Thunderous Assault, models from this formation that make Hammer of Wrath attacks make 2 hits instead of 1 if there are at least 5 models in their unit. So, yeah, makes the bikes even better. Which apparently is GW's thing, because since 6th edition, White Scars have been a really good army. Stormbringer Squadron. Locate and secure scout squads from this formation, but not their land speeder storms, have objective secured special rule. A unit from this special rule, a unit with a special rule, we know about that, objective secured. Outrider support land speeder storms from this formation receive +1 to any jinx saves if they are within 6 inches of a land speeder from this formation. Rapid deployment. Scout squads from this formation can disembark from their land speeder storms after it has moved, so long as it has not moved more than 12 inches. So instead of normally having to move 6 inches to get out, it can move 11 inches and still get out. Spear tip strike. At the start of your shooting phase, you can choose either to enact focus suppression or attempt to provoke the enemy with harassing fire. Focus suppression, pick an enemy unit to suppress. If at least 2 units from this formation shoot at that unit, it must take a pinning test at the end of the phase. When it takes this test, subtract 2 from its leadership for each additional unit from this formation after the first 2 that shot at it during the phase. So let's say that can be made from 1 to 3 units of land speeders and 2 units of bikes or attack bikes or scout bikes. So let's say 2 units hit it, and let's say a third and a fourth hit it, shoot at it, I mean. They have to take a pinning test at -4 because it's -2 for each unit additional from the first 2. Yeah. Harassing fire. Any unit that suffers 1 or more unsaved wounds from a unit that is part of this formation must take a leadership test at the end of the phase. If the unit fails a test, it can choose to go to ground immediately. If the unit does not go to ground and had not already gone to ground, it is provoked. A provoked unit must move as far as possible towards the nearest unit from this formation in the next movement phase. Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah. And the White Scars get a Warlord table trait. The D6, they add 1 to their jinx saves that you make for your Warlord if he is equipped with a Space Marine bike. If he is not, treat this as a Deadly Ambush instead. Number 2 is Deadly Ambush. You can add or subtract 1 of the result to your reserve roll while your Warlord is on the battlefield or in reserve. So basically like an Otark for Eldar. Oops, sorry. Your Warlord has the Hammer of Wrath special rule. Oh, sorry, that's number 4. And if he already has it, he gets D3 additional attack instead of 1. Number 3 is your Warlord has Monster Hunter and Tank Hunter. 5, Unrivaled Hunter. You add +1 to your Warlord's strength and attacks characters while he is fighting in a challenge. If he is fighting in a challenge against an enemy Warlord, he can also reroll failed to hit rolls. Merciless Warrior. When your Warlord or friendly White Scars unit within 12 inches makes a swooping advance, you can reroll the dice. There's also relics that you can choose, and basically the White Scars can normally take chapter items from Space Marine Codex, and you can take it from this one instead. You can take items from both lists in the detachment. A single model in your army that may take items from Space Marine standards may take from the banner of the Eagle as well. So White Scars have hit and run. Born in the Saddle, they basically get Skilled Rider and add 1 to their strength when resolving Hammer of Wrath attacks. So that's the same chapter tactics, basically. The banner of the Eagle is 30 points, and White Scars used within 12 inches of the banner have Fleet and Furious Charge. Glaive of Vengeance is 30 points. It's first turn. It gets +3 strength and AP2 melee mastercrafted, and from turn after the first turn, it's +1 strength and AP3 mastercrafted melee. Doesn't say. Oh, the bear has to charge to get the +3 strength and AP2. Hunter's Eye is 20 points. A model equipped with the Hunter's Eye adds 1 to his ballistic skill, and all his ranged weapons have the Ignores Cover special rule, while a model equipped with Hunter's Eye is part of a unit. All other ranged weapons carried by the model in that unit also have Ignore Cover special rule. Mantle of the Stormseer, 20 points. The Librarian only. A model equipped with the Mantle of the Stormseer has an Adamantium Will special rule and knows the Psychic Maelstrom power from the Telekinesis discipline in addition to any other powers he knows, and this is not considered part of determining if he has Psychic Focus. I mean, why not? Why just give him another one? Who cares? Scimitar of the Great Khan, 25 points, +1 strength, AP3. War Blessed Mastercrafted Melee. When model carrying this weapon fights in a challenge, add 3 to its weapon skill. Wrath of Heavens, 25 points. Wrath of Heavens is a Space Marine bike and cannot be taken by models equipped with Terminator armor or jump pack. When model riding Wrath of Heaven turbo boost, it can move 18 inches and pass over units and terrain as though it were a jet bike. I think I will go over the Raven Wing in the next one because it's been 12 minutes. I guess I'll give my final thoughts on this. Yeah, I have Space Marines Army. I actually have Crimson Fists are my main Space Marine Army. I'm trying to be. I guess I'm going to sound a little bitter, but it just seems like they've really given a lot of love to the White Scars Army, and this even makes them even better. And they were already good. I don't think they need to necessarily make them better. I'm glad that they did something for the Raven Guard. I would have liked them to do something for maybe one of the other primary chapters, founding chapters. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is good. I think if you like White Scars, you're probably going to use it. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's really good. Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of shenanigans in here that you can use. I mean, being able to ignore cover and the unit he's with ignoring cover is super great. Certainly, obviously, Tau can do it and other people, but it's pretty powerful, especially with grab weapons on bikes. Salvo is pretty good. So I think you'll see this used a lot. Just make sure that people are using it correctly. The problem with, I think that GW at the beginning of 7th seemed to be kind of cleaning the rules up and making them simpler, easier to play. And since Codex Necron's on, it seems like they've just been putting tons of formations and shenanigans in. And it's so hard for a standard player to keep track of all the rules. It's even hard for your own army that you're playing, but if you have multiple armies, it's really hard. And it's hard enough. It used to be when, 5th edition and earlier, if you were a good tournament player, you knew everybody's codexes inside and out so that you knew how the rules went so that you weren't, confused or, stuck with, when you're fighting somebody. Now it's hard because there's so many formations that you kind of have to rely on your opponent to know their army, but you may not know their army, which puts you in a disadvantage as well. But especially if the rules are, mistaken or taken wrong. So it's hard, I think, as we go on farther. That these rules are getting so complex with their formations that it's a little frustrating as a player that's played for a long time. And I mean, I liked Complex. I like Second Edition a lot. It's probably one of my favorite editions. I've been playing for a long time. It took forever to play, so I'm glad they, six and sevens have kind of cleaned things up and made it faster. But with all these formations, it's just getting so hard to keep track of everything. It's difficult. It's frustrating. So. Until next time, I'll be back with the Raven Guard detachment, and we'll go over that, and that'll kind of finish up the Tau and the campaign supplement, the Kauyon supplement. So until next time, take care and keep on wargaming.
Goodbye. 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 Bye-bye. Goodbye. See ya. Bye for now. Bye for now. Goodbye. I like bottoms.